That's Twilight.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Contrarian Bastard, and I am today with a Liger of N Duo and Mr. Red Foss. And today we're going to discuss the recent wave of stupidity that has risen with the launch of the Switch. How are you guys?
All
What's
right.
up?
That's Twilight. Why you playing Twilight?
I'm
I,
not
I'm,
playing Twilight.
I'm not playing
That
anything.
I'm
that's
playing.
I,
Look, I am
Wild
playing
on
Breath of the Wild right now. Even though
that.
some,
I never heard that the thing does that to me. Damn. I must be really ain't got into the sound effects yet because I swear that was more like the menu switching in Twilight.
yeah,
What
even though some a hole says there's nothing to play on the system, but yeah, I'm
what
Oh,
what
playing.
there's nothing to play
what
in the
did
system.
what do you guys think of this whole the Switch dogs ruin the Switch dog is defective supposedly that it crashes your tablet and has some sort of effect. Has been running around these past days to encourage people not to buy the Switch.
Here's what I'll say, just for me. Look, this is a launch console, and shit's gonna happen at launch. That's just the way it is. As far as it crashing, I haven't really seen anything happen, but I mean, you have to remember. Look, I'm not saying that it couldn't crash. I'm just saying that to me, I haven't seen anything that's indicative of the system crashing.
To be honest, my system works a little okay. I have a problem with the Joy-Con, but I think it's more of the my left Joy-Con is not working right, and I think I need to replace it. But other than that, I haven't had any problems with the Switch whatsoever. And you, Liger, have you had a problem with the Switch?
Nope.
I think it just depends on like people who keep on saying, "Oh man, it's this, it's that, it's this, that, and the other." I'm like, I don't like. Okay, I've had a few issues where the left Joy-Con is taking a while to sync up, but that's a minor issue. You know what I mean?
Like I said, the only person I can say my sister has that, but from when I play the Switch, I've never had no problems yet. So, but I'm not denouncing that they don't have problems. As Red said at the beginning, it's launch console. Nothing's come out. Well, my stance is no such thing as perfect, but there's nothing coming out that's that. So yeah.
And speaking of launch,
But
let's get to the nitty-gritty of this video because this is probably the most harp-on subject by the gaming community. Infamous Switch launch titles. What,
Hmm?
what, what's your opinion about the Switch launch title
Uh,
um,
about this?
it's not a perfect launch, but let's keep it real. It's not as bad as it could be. Like people who are like, "This is the worst launch ever." I'm like,
the worst,
I mean, look,
the once launcher
you've
with
got okay.
with a game that has get the highest almost the highest reviews ever.
Well, not just that. I'm not even going to look at it from a critical standpoint. Okay, you've got a flagship title of you've got a flagship you got a flagship title of Legend of Zelda. You've got
Mhm.
okay. What's that rustling? God damn!
That's me. Sorry.
But you've got the flagship title of Zelda. You've got two games that really illustrate the hardware with one-two switch and Swiffer and Swiffer clips, whatever. That are fairly. I mean, they're fairly economical to the budget. You've got multiplayer games like Bomberman R. Um, was Just Dance a launch title? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I was like, I don't really give a shit about Just Dance, so I don't think anyone really gave a shit about Just Dance.
And let's be clear, as I said, what console has had a launch title that will meet all your gaming needs anyway? As far as I remember, the N64 a really good, really beloved console by the gaming community only came with two games: Wave Race 64 and Super Mario 64. The Dreamcast only came with Sonic Adventure and Crazy Taxi. What was the GameCube launch titles? Actually, I don't remember.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion, and people were really mad because it didn't have a Mario game at launch, and they were like, Luigi's Mansion didn't count as a Mario game.
Well, come back now. You got Dark Moon that sell like crazy.
And Melee, the launch title or not?
Well, it was a launch title for me, but I don't think it was a launch title for the. Did it came out? I could be wrong. I could be. I don't think it was a launch title. It wasn't a launch title, no, but it was in the launch close to the launch window.
Oh, because I bought the game. My game, I bought it with Melee. So
well, yeah, that's what, yeah. But like I said, yeah, I don't think it was a launch game. It was just it was a launch. It was in the launch window. It came out that end of the year. But again, I can't. I am half correct on that because I got my GameCube and my Melee way before other people got, like 6 months before them. So I can't say nothing to the degree.
Yeah, so everyone has their own. Everyone's going to have their own take on what it is. But for me personally, it was a good. No console launch has been really good. Like even the ones we really are fond of, like the Super Nintendo. At launch, it had Super Mario World, F-Zero, Pilot Wings? Did it have Pilot Wings?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because that showed off the Mode 7.
Yes.
Nintendo is always going to have at least 4 or 5 games that show off what the console is capable of, and a flagship game. So the flagship game for the SNES was Mario. Then you had like 3 or 4 games that showed off the modes.
Mm-hmm. And then you just basically all Nintendo's consoles, except for the GameCube to a degree, except, having to show it off like you just said, showing off powerful, but all the consoles basically had a killer app at the beginning. So it's not like you're looking for 2 or 3 games, and again, other consoles didn't have it either.
But like as the Wii U kind of lacked a killer app launched.
No, it had a killer app. It was called Wii Sport. Or sorry,
Nintendo. You had Nintendo Land, and you had Wii, and you had Mario. You had Mario Wii U. You had 2 games that was based
Mario
off
Wii U was the killer app.
Yeah,
because a lot of people were buying that.
And it sold.
Yeah, I love the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, so I got that at launch. But like most people, I know where this bullshit about the launch is coming from, because the Wii U kind of got perceived that it was a failure because of the poor launch. Even there were
poor launch, but he still outsold PlayStation 4, because I love how IGN made that story up to talk about the fastest selling console. No, it wasn't. It outsold it sold the PlayStation 4 when it launched. Don't lie.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that the Wii U actually had a very good launch. What happened to the Wii U was that it couldn't sustain the sales because
they gave third parties the chance.
Support.
Yeah, they gave third party the chance, and they said "F you," and here we go again.
Yeah, third parties didn't support it, and so basically, why would you buy a console when you have exclusives? Like the Wii U, I still say for the 8th gen had the strongest exclusives, but the problem was that the exclusives took a while to get there, and who was gonna,
Nope.
Well, and to be honest, most of the Wii U failure can actually be attributed more to, I have to say, but Nintendo didn't how do I say it? Didn't market the Wii U as they should have at first.
Well, everyone's going to have their opinion. For me, the reason I think the console failed is not because Nintendo didn't market it the way they did. Because if you look at the commercials, people I don't like the name. I don't like what they said. Look, it's the Wii U. They told you it was a new console. If people didn't want to listen to it, that's on them. At the end of the day, it's going to come down: is the console something that you're going to like? And for some people, it wasn't what they liked.
Nope. So, and also for some people, we got to add, we got to off the bat, we got to say that dirty word. They don't want to play fun game. They want to play graphical utensil. They just fun was not in the word.
Yeah, fun is a dirty word for some of these people.
I'm going to tell you guys something I've been thinking a long while. With the gaming community as it is, I don't think Nintendo will ever be on top. Not even with the Switch, because Nintendo focuses on something that is not the main focus of the mainstream video
You
game
ain't telling us
product,
nothing new. You
which
really
Yeah.
ain't.
which
But
is both
I mean, here's
fun.
the thing: you're saying they'll never be on top, but they were during the 7th gen. Nintendo was on top. Okay,
And here's the fun.
like
And here's the funny thing. They will. And even okay. Here's the thing. They won't be on top when it comes to popularity because of what's going on in the gaming. But again,
No,
everybody else.
I'm talking about popularity wise, not
I
sales.
know. That's why.
oh,
That's what I just said.
popularity.
That's
Well,
what I
yeah,
just
and
said. I said they would
it's
never
not
be. They would
popular.
never be able to popularity. But again,
Yeah,
let's break out.
Yeah,
Let's break out. Let's cut. As Red Bull. You know, well, I can't really not them because somebody else said this too. But let's really dissect the division itself. Sony division, PlayStation division only. And Xbox division only going against PlayStation. I go against Nintendo division, which is that's what it mostly do. But let's take the games and take out everything that's except for that's related to games. Nintendo makes more money than them. Why would I need to be on top of somebody if I'm making more money than them? Because everybody like Red knows about this. Like I like how they always like Sony's doing great, blah blah blah. And this and that. Like yeah, you encompass everything. You're not really taking like one part of the company, which is because remember Nintendo is a gaming company first and foremost. They're
yeah.
not. They're not like. They're not a. They're not. They don't make their own computers, their own IR OS. They don't sell all that stuff to people like Microsoft, and they don't sell off TVs or Sony or computers or anything like Sony.
yep. They just
Make
look.
games.
All they do is do game. I mean, they have side stuff, but their
Yeah,
bread and
the
butter
main thing is games.
is
Yeah,
games, and they're cool with it.
yeah.
And to be, I was going to say something. Continue talking because I kind of forgot what I was going to say. It was something related to this.
Well, I mean, to add on to what me and Red is saying too is basically this: Nintendo is worth more than Sony, and Sony's a bigger corporation.
Yep.
Oh, I
So
remember. I remember what I was going to say. Haven't you noticed that there's like some unwritten law in by most? I'm not going to say all gamers. The more vocal part of the internet gamer that in order to love something, you had to desecrate and try to make as look bad
that's
as
social
much as
media in
possible.
that's social media in a nutshell, brother. That's not even gaming. That's
The,
social media in a nutshell.
Yeah.
the
I mean,
competition.
that's how immature people show their love of something. It's like they got to
Yep.
shit on it because they don't want to be seen. It's like in the gaming community, it's I don't want to be seen as a fanboy. Who the fuck cares if you're seen as everyone? Okay, everyone has something that they're ride or die for. Everyone has
Yeah.
something that they'll give the benefit of the doubt about. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna let them. I used to be like that with SquareSoft. Whatever they did, I was like, well, they'll get it together. They'll get it together. And after time, it's at a certain point, I was just like, they've disappointed me too much. Fuck 'em. They have to disprove that they're gonna fuck up versus prove that they're gonna fuck up.
At what point did that happen to you, Mr. Red Fox? Did you got disappointed?
They started disappointing me when Final Fantasy VII came out, because like everyone was like, "This game is so awesome," and I was like, I mean, for someone who had been playing SquareSoft games for years, I was like, "This is not really all that special." Like, I don't see what the big deal is about this game. Yes, it's in 3D, but it's not a very pretty 3D. I mean, I know some people are going to curse me out when I say that, but okay, the 3D that was on the PlayStation versus the 3D that was on the N64.
Nope, that is a fact.
Do
It
you
was not.
honestly
That
think?
was not the. That was not the same.
Do you
No.
honestly think I would be impressed by a game on the PlayStation if I had an N64, like graphically?
Nope.
And you look, Final Fantasy 8 and 9 had way better graphics than 7, and they were made by
Oh yeah.
they were made in the same
Yeah.
system.
Whatever. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. That's given me because that's a
Well, but
later.
you have
That's
to remember, the Final
yeah.
Fantasy VII was originally going to be a 64 game, but then they moved those assets over, and they were still learning how to use that hardware. So I mean, it was like their test game. But even just graphically, I'm like, okay, Final Fantasy VII, you guys got to play an RPG. Congratulations. But I mean, like, I found it amusing when people are like, this is the best RPG that Squaresoft has ever made. I'm like, but they've made other games. Like, don't say it's the best if you didn't play the other games. That's kind of stupid.
Best as taking Final Fantasy VII into the original topic, I said, you know what I'm talking about when, like, an example, Final Fantasy VII fanboys who worship the 7, but if you love something so much, why do you have to take another title from that series and shit on it? Like, Final Fantasy VII's mostly the fanboys like say Final Fantasy VII is the best while throwing shit at the other Final Fantasy games. It's like,
well, they don't. They've
Well,
never. Most of them haven't played the other Final Fantasy games, which is
yeah,
my
but
point. I'm like,
that,
if you're gonna
that
say you love something's the best, play the other ones and then make that decision. Like, oh,
yeah, but
well, I
that,
played all of them.
that's what I was going to tell you. Like, why is like a unwritten rule by gamer these days that if you love something, you must take something that competes with it and just completely throw shit at it.
as
Like,
you, well, like I said, you're not tapping anything new, brother. That is social media itself. You don't gotta talk about gaming. It's social media, bro. That's all it is. Cause just like Red said, like everybody with there are people out there who never played a lot of Metroid games, but swear by Metroid Prime One.
Yeah,
And
I
think
mean,
that's
look, if you enjoy Metroid Prime 1, good for you. But don't tell me it's the best game if you only played that one. Yeah, it's the best. Okay,
yeah.
calm down,
And then,
man.
and then, and then if that's the case, then we can put it in your barcode, CB, which is basically Pokemon. You know,
yeah,
people like first gen, some people like fifth gen, some people. It always happens. It don't gotta be people against Nintendo. It's just in the fan base itself. That's just human nature, and that's also, like I said, social media amplified. That's what it is,
But I
dude.
mean, every fan base
I,
has that.
Yeah,
I,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I actually went into like I was in Meverse today and I actually did a post about that. That it was when I decided to like try and do this podcast because I told what is this? I don't understand why this damn. I was in a Pokemon session. I said I don't understand why this damn family has to be so goddamn divided into all these stupid sects and us trying to tear each other apart when we can just enjoy every aspect of this damn franchise. And if you don't like something, just ignore it and just love your own thing. Don't you
Well,
think that these stupid ass Gen Wars are getting annoying?
yeah. Well, we can't
Well,
stop it. So.
And the comment section just got filled with fans of each gen
Ooh,
trying
I
to.
got I got what you're saying. I'm that like I said, it is what it is, and that. But I have to talk to my fellow gamer right there, Mr. Red Fox.
yes.
What fight did you let on need somebody to come in your comment section and start saying that crap, dude?
Oh, you mean people who know not what they're fucking talking about, but fucking
That was
experts?
funny as shit. I was laughing my ass off.
What happened?
Just
Oh
people,
my god.
just people just get mad as hell because you don't like what they like.
Oh,
Well,
well,
basically, I did a
What
video
is that?
talking about
It's not even that they don't like it. You quote, you read, and you talk about things. The bad part about it is not even that. It's that you showed them. This is a person who works on the emulator, and they still saying the emulator is better. I'm like, what? Okay, you know what?
wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
Emulator, emulators are never better than the original console that you play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, okay, look, the thing is that this dude was just like, I'm like, dude, the dude himself said that they have not gotten this shit perfect.
yeah.
And he's like arguing with me about it. And I'm like, he's like, well, I know someone who got it running. I'm like, I don't care what you know. I'm telling you what the dude said.
It's like telling, Enuma. Enuma is telling you like, okay, we ain't got Zelda running right here. We're gonna do. Just give us a chance. We'll work on it. Oh, I don't worry. I know somebody else who got Zelda running right, but we ain't part of the game yet. I mean, it's like what the, jeez, dude.
So in
It's
other
like you
words,
tell someone multiple times, look, man, it's not
What's up, bastards?
gonna work. We can't get this shit working. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't understand. Like it's not working. Like this shit is not gonna work the way it's built right now. You shut the fuck up. It's like, dude, I'm not saying this to be an asshole. I'm just telling you how it is. Like this is what the man said. This is what the man. Look, I didn't say it. The man said it. Dude,
Said it. I know, right? You would go to the article that Red Fox read from, and listen to the man, and you go and tell him, well, you're a lying bastard because I know somebody else who got it working.
yeah, just some dude. It's like no evidence. Just some dude. Just some guy.
And you know
Just
what's
some
funny
guy I know.
too? And the sad part about it is, why do all you guys? I mean, again, the person never come here, so I don't think so. Why they always got to be somebody that don't have subscribers? It just be a blank page, and we know who the person is anyway too. So it's the
Yeah.
sad part.
What's up, guys?
But I mean, the thing is, I mean, this kind of sorry to kind of hijack a little bit of your thing, but basically, this actually leads to what you're talking about. There are people in this community that will say shit, and it's like no evidence, nothing to back it up. They just want to say some stupid shit, and you
Yep.
have to pretend like they
no,
didn't say it.
but believe me, you described 90% of gaming YouTube channels right there with that statement.
Yep.
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 You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Especially if you're like me, the Pokemon side of YouTube practically just screen shit without doing no research and just using personal bias almost all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, again, you
People
can't.
make arguments about the shit that they like. Now, here's the thing. Liger said this. I've said this. Everyone has their own personal favorites, what they like. I mean, everyone has biases. But the thing is, it's like, okay, fair enough. I have a bias for The Legend of Zelda. So, I mean, if you asked me for my personal opinion, I would say this game is The Legend of Zelda. We've waited 4 goddamn years for this game. Of course, I'm going to say it's good. Now, let's keep it real though. You wait 4 years for a game, of course, and it's not like a lot of games that have been delayed for a long time. It's playable. It's not broken. You can like it's got its shit together. Of course, you're gonna think it's great. I mean, it's like that joke from Eddie Murphy, Raw, where he's like, a woman holds it back, and you really she every time you try, she's like, no, I don't want to do it. And then she holds you off for like several months, and then you finally get some. You're like a starving person. You got a Ritz cracker. That's like the best cracker on the planet. Now, on a technical level, this game is pretty good. These people who are saying it's perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but again, for the enjoyment out of it, it's pretty damn like Brett said, it's pretty damn good. I can't argue with that.
No,
Yep.
it's amazing. But now I'm going to introduce topic number 3 out of the whole Switch hate thing. The specs.
I don't know why you even bring that up.
Let me go ahead and say that, given the specs and the processor, I'm a little bit concerned with regard to third parties. I'm concerned with what they have to work with to offer us great experiences.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be an ass like that, Doc.
Remember, EA will probably be the first one to run away. Then the rest of them will follow.
Well, as soon as one of their
what I would
games
say is
flops
this:
miserably,
I still see people, today. Of course, it's going to continue to go on. Still,
Of
despite
course.
what's been out there, they're still posting stuff saying that, well, I love the system, this and that. I'm a little concerned with the power, but I'm afraid that third parties won't have what they need to make great experiences. And then the first thing I said is, and someone even today, dude, it's 2017. No, there's no way that you should be making a console that's 720p, 30 frames per second or whatever, I say, okay, give me a list of your PS4 and Xbox One games that are 1080p 60 frames per second. I'll wait.
None.
Give me a list of them. I say, yeah, and I
None.
say, oh, I said one more thing. P.S. Bruh, it's 2017. There's no way that PS4 should just now be getting HDD external support.
No,
I know, right?
And
Oh,
I
and
know,
then
right?
and then I also said,
No, he's right.
look, Nintendo did not. No one has said that this console, because this person said the console. I said this console is not locked at 720p 30 frames per second. I say the game on the tablet itself is 720p 30
Yeah, when
frames
it
per
goes in boost
second.
mode, it will go to 1080p.
yeah, that may be the
Exactly. I
most
said,
stable form of
so
it right now. I mean, we don't know what they'll be able to do with the
But you,
hardware by the time
but
they
here's the
come.
but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Like I said, people are so into like yeah, that's why the spec wars is just stupid because just like this. Look, okay, look. Here's the thing. In the eighth
but
generation, in the eighth generation, Nintendo, Sony and Microsoft and third parties kicking. Oh, you're gonna get HD, and we're gonna use 60 frames per second. As Doc just pointed out, there's none. And then Nintendo came out of nowhere, even though it might not be super locked to that like that because it used tricks to get around it, which is pretty damn good. The only game that was 60 frames per second on consoles and 1080p was Smash Brothers.
Yep.
So,
you know
but
what? I
but here's
mentioned
the
that.
thing, they
Oh
didn't,
wait,
but they don't brag, but they again, Nintendo didn't brag. Oh, we're gonna give you this, give that. They just say we'll give you HD, which is 720p, and you be happy. That's all
wait
But
a
they
you know what?
told you.
second. You,
I mentioned it though.
I
Like
mean,
I
we
actually
could.
mentioned that in my
Well, we
response.
could.
I said Mario Kart 8 was 720p locked at 60 frames per second on the Wii. I said, and deluxe on the Wii U has already been confirmed to be 1080p 60 frames per
that,
second locked. And I said, and guess what? That's with cooperative multiplayer, meaning a lot of people playing on the same console, not just well I got Call of Duty, that's 60 frames per second or whatever. I said no. Then I even put out there. I said, okay, let's pull up your favorite games.
that,
Or
Doctor
that's
Doctor
60 frames per second.
Doctor King, I asked something about the Mario Kart thing. You got something wrong about Mario Kart 8. It's 59 frames per second according to
Digital
what
Foundry.
was
Don't
you talk
don't.
about?
Yeah, and they were the same people too who also said that Bayonetta frame rate was the best on the Wii U, but it was worse when it goes into slowdown. I'm like, wait a minute, it drops into slowdown. I'm like, wait a minute. When you in Witch Time, everything slows down except for Bayonetta. So when they were testing the whole game together, they said that they wouldn't. But when they test Bayonetta, which is the only thing that was moving fast enough in Tristan, they said she moved more fluid. I'm like, you just contradict yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. I
Jeez.
mean, like the thing about Digital Foundry is like they get on my nerves, and not because I don't like I don't listen to their shit, but like I'm like, make up your mind, man. Make up your damn mind.
But
But
Mm-hmm.
Red Fox, it's very simple. Check this out. Here are a few games. Gears of War 4, that is 30 frames per second. Uncharted 4, frames per second in campaign mode. Yes, campaign mode is 30 frames per second. Even with the
Excuse me.
PS4, with the PS4 Pro, it's 1080p at 60 frames per second, but it's not locked.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's
moving
it's
on.
more cinematic at 30 frames. Don't you know
Eh,
that?
It's
Horizon
24. They
Zero
said
Dawn,
that to you,
Horizon Zero
bro.
Dawn is 30 frames per second. Okay,
It
remember,
doesn't.
so
So yeah.
remember, they gotta pay attention to every details of Nathan's Drake wonderful hair. So who cares about frame per second?
Yep. Yep. It is what it is, man. Is we got a thing. So like I said, I mean, like we said before, doctor's here now, so all three of us said it before. This stuff was never gonna stop when the Switch come out because people just there is a. I am gonna do a video about this because I have to do about this. Like Metacritic, like you go there and you see how people are stupid. They're giving zeros just to say because they're balancing out the paid reviews that Nintendo gave to IGN, and them are like, you out your fucking mind. You serious? You
Like you made me lose brain cells by saying that.
No, but that's what happened. Those guys, they admit they don't play the
No,
game, but they're giving it a zero because we want to balance out.
yeah,
We want
a
to
lot
do
of
this
people.
balancing thing for some stupid ass reason.
The fuck?
Yeah, but see, if you go look at the user reviews, the people that rated it zero, almost
Yeah.
all of them have nothing to say really. Like if they do,
No.
it's basically the same shit you've been hearing for the last 5 years in the industry. It's like, oh, what an art style this and oh, it's that. It's like, okay, you
No,
hadn't even
no,
played the
no, no, no,
game.
no, 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 no. You know, no, that's not what you ain't hearing. I read the comment. I went to that section, and I'm going to use it in a video. They specifically said they're doing this because they think Nintendo paid off all 54 critics and all 54 critics that gave it give it a 10 out of 10, and also to stop the Nintendo fanboys from saying that having that they don't that balance out the Nintendo fanboys who say that this game is perfect is a good game. Well, not perfect game. They said good. Most of them said good. I'm like, you guys are that petty in your life. Wow.
That
Yes,
is
Well,
yes,
hey,
yes, they
but
are.
you know what? You know, that's no different. That's no different
epitome.
than when somebody gave Uncharted. I think one reviewer gave Uncharted 4 like a 8, and then they want to
IGN,
boycott their reviewer to have him removed.
IGN, IGN didn't give it a 10. So it gave no, it was an 8, it was a 9. They gave Uncharted a 9, and they said this should be a 10, and we wanted to boycott IGN. I'm like, you people got problems.
Liger, that is the epitome of having no life.
No,
The,
that's not. No, 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 no. That's not pretty much having a life. That's pretty much you have life. It's a sad existence. You ain't got
yeah,
nothing to do.
the,
You
the,
just ain't got nothing to do.
the guy with no life in South Park, the World of Warcraft episode one, has more of a social life than these losers. And
Huh?
I'm
Well,
being serious. What the fuck? Just giving serious just to balance out reviews. What the, do
but
people
here's
know
the thing: they're not balancing out reviews. They're balancing out user reviews. That's the dumb part. Your user reviews don't got to do jack with the game, you idiots. But they don't know that. They just think we want to bring it down. So it's weird. It is weird.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it.
Go ahead.
Everyone has shit they like. Everyone has games that they like. Everyone has stuff that they like. I get it. I totally do get it. But seriously, why in the world would you do that? I mean, there's systems that I don't like. I've never gone to an Xbox thing and said, man, Xbox, the Master Chief Collection came out, fuck Xbox, and we gave it a negative review. I mean,
Yep.
that's stupid. I mean,
Yep.
I'm sorry, that is.
Yep. And I have to say something here too, because I just before I jumped on your podcast, I was listening to somebody else. It's cool. I'm just like surprised that he said what he said. I was trying to see if I could try to like stop him from saying stupid stuff, but he is what it is, so it is what it is. But he heard something about the Wi-Fi is not so good, so you got to turn it off so you don't lose connection. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Who,
I like.
who comes up with these arguments?
Here's the thing. There's a lot of stupid shit. There's a lot of stupid shit that I've seen thus far. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't have the best Wi-Fi connection in my basement where my man cave is, where I do a lot of my videos, do my podcasts, and stuff like that. But like, people are talking about, oh man, it has all these issues. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I haven't seen any of this.
Neither have I.
but I have to be honest with you. Why? What is up with all this damn beefing? Ever since the Switch came out, all you hear is people just being petty assholes towards the Switch. Because to be
No,
honest,
there was
No, because they
again.
did it with the Wii U.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say you keep on saying
and the
that, but
Wii.
it's good on the Wii. Yeah, it's not that. On the seventh generation, from since it became a social thing, that gaming became, as Doc said, he wants to go back down to being niche, and I agree with him. But since gaming become popular and people now just getting in and they adding that they're attaching their lives to these consoles, which is sad. Like Nintendo, I got contract with Sony, I got contract with Nintendo. I literally getting paid from these companies, and I don't even get myself that contracted to do that stuff. It's just like that dumb dude, like one of those dumb gamers were like telling me, like arguing with me saying about, well, you're just a Nintendo fanboy. You ain't playing no game. All you playing these baby games and stuff. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. How much? It's kind of like with Doc with this basically the argument that somebody, I think it's just somebody from Doc's side, they just came to mess with me or whatever. I was like, okay, you saying that to me? All right. How many games so how much games you have? How much games you have? I have a PC and a PlayStation 4. I said, okay. What games you play? Like what different games you play last year? So what you talking about? I got my Doom. I got this and this. I said, okay, let you. I'm not a true gamer. I play a baby console, but you know what? I am happy. I am secure playing my baby console, as you would call it. But I also play the game for Xbox. I played 3 games for the PlayStation 4. I played 2 games for PC that I bought. All I bought, except for like I said, that they got. I got 7 games that not even 7. I showed off how much games I bought. I bought a bunch of games for the Wii U and played them, and a bunch of games for my 3DS and Vita. I got 10 games for Vita, so I play basically all the consoles of the gen, and I'm not, but I'm the Nintendo fanboy who's, yeah, okay,
I'm going to be
whatever.
hon- I'm going to be honest with you, Liger. I think it was more the gaming community was more enjoyable when gaming was a niche hobby.
Yeah, that's what Doc says. I could agree with that.
To be honest,
I won't go that far. I mean, look, the thing is this: the same shit that was around back then is around now. It's just we weren't aware of it because we were little kids. Like
Yeah,
it hasn't really changed that much. It's just we're more aware of it because it's out there in the open. It's
yep,
seen. It's easy to see. It's
yep.
kind of like because even I mean, hell, the only reason the ESRB exists is because the media and politicians were using gaming as a whipping boy for their stupid ass little shit.
Yeah.
You know?
hmm No, and that's what's going on. That's what we're saying. That it's like it's ridiculous. But again, now we have people who are attached. We have people right now who will go out and who got their last bit of dime. Just as much as these gamers would will say they love gaming and sell certain games just to get this one game. Just like these guys will go out there and buy and spend the last little dime to paint their house or paint a car note to buy Jordan. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with people who go and buy shoes. It's the same thing who go out there and buy an Apple iPhone 7, and you know you don't need it. You got a 6 Plus. Why?
Well, for gaming, for me, it's kind of worse because these people go at it. Like, I mean, I've never heard of people. They will sell their expensive ass shit in order to get like new shit. And it's like the great thing about gaming, just like owning movies or comic books or books in general,
You go
you
back
can
and play
always
them.
go back. You
Yeah.
can go back, and you're gonna sell this for some shit. Half of this stuff they're selling it for, it's like you're gonna play that game maybe 3 times and then get tired of it, and it's gonna take up space forever. Like you're not gonna be playing this shit over and over and over again.
And you know the sad part about it is, like you just pointed out there, Red. Like the sad part about it is, like they're gonna do all that stuff for, and some gamers out there who buy games because of the whole popularity are buying games for just because they need to be seen playing this game. They can't say, "Well, I ain't got the game, I'll let it go." No, they have to show, "I got this game. I'm playing this game," even though it's in a genre that you don't play.
yeah.
If you don't like first-person shooter, why the hell are you playing Call of Duty? I
Yeah,
don't get.
please tell me that.
Yeah, makes no sense to do that. I want, like I said, I play all kind of genres, so I'm different. But most of these gamers, because I remember well, no, I did a video on a podcast when people like, when the guy was like, I got bamboozled or whatever. He broke the disc on because he said he got bamboozled, but he blamed himself. That's one thing about him. I give him. He blamed himself. He did not blame whatever he think when he bought No Man's Sky. He was like, damn, they messed with my love of astrology. You bastards.
Liger, Liger, you want to lose some brain cells now?
Not really, but go ahead.
Listen to this comment I saw today. I love the Switch when it was the NX. The Switch is a massive fail.
Huh? That's not losing brain cells. That's just people being ignorant. They're like, in other words, what they just said is, I like it when it was in the infancy of they thinking what could have been, but when they get the reality comes out, they're like, I like it better when I didn't know what it really was.
Yep.
Remember
So
when
that's stupid.
remember when they say the Switch was more powerful than the PS for the NX rumors?
Well, I mean,
Well, nobody knows that because I showed a video, and you saw the. I think you saw the video. As CB, there are three people who of course tear down the Switch and the Joy-Cons and stuff. And surprise, surprise, they couldn't find nothing
Oh
because
yeah.
because they don't stamp their stuff like that, idiots. The only thing they stamped in it was the battery. That's it.
But I'm going to bring up another issue, and this one is rather one of the most vocal ones. The whole 4K crap about the Switch. The Switch did
oh,
not.
fuck.
The Switch did not
Okay,
Yeah,
let
what
me
game
put
and
it this
console
way.
does that?
I'm gonna
Hold
make
on,
this.
you know what? I was just gonna say, does the PS4 Pro do
Nope,
any 4K at
nope,
all? And the
nope,
answer
Nope.
is no.
nope.
Because
And
no one's making
and
4K
what I
games,
hate
so
is
it
that
doesn't even
people are
matter.
people. But what I hate is that people are already trying to compare the Switch. to Somebody, well, the Scorpio does 4K. We don't know shit about the
Video.
Scorpio.
No, I bet you be video, not no gaming as well too, because you don't have the native power to do it. Nobody
Well, the
does.
thing is that no one even fucking makes 4K games.
Thank
Like,
you.
so
No,
what's the
Redbox.
and
point?
let's
What's the point of
Red
4K
Fox,
graphics if no one's making 4K games?
well, actually, Red Fox, that's incorrect. There's one game that's actually being developed in 4K right now. And it's a PC game, Star Citizen.
Okay, but is that game? When is that game coming out?
That's been
How
no
many?
that game has been delayed for years
How
Yeah,
many?
and
because
How many?
years.
because it's got
How
feature
many of
creep.
the?
Every time some shit comes out, they're like, "Oh, we're adding this to Star Citizen." I'm like, "Well,
How
shit."
many? How many assets? How many assets do they actually use in 4K? Like how many of the assets are actually in 4K? The entire game. The entire game probably isn't using
As
Nope,
all the
massive
assets.
as
nope.
Star Citizen is, I strongly
Well,
doubt it.
Kenochi, to be honest, check this out. I don't believe it myself, but they did say that they're going for 4K in the game. But to me, it's really no different than when it was about 3, 4 months ago, how the EA said that FIFA 17 or FIFA 18 or whatever is actually has a 4K mode but then you read the article, it says the system, the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Pro actually outputs the game natively in 4K. I say, you mean what you mean to say is it upscales it. They
Upscale.
didn't say it made it 4K. They say the PS4 Pro plays the game natively in 4K. Yeah, but you know what's gonna fool people? The fact that they said native. I said the game's not developed in 4K. If that's the case, guess what? It wouldn't be able to be played on the other consoles. It's
Semantics.
not being developed in 4K. What the
No, it's
PS4 Pro is
semantics.
doing is it's upscaling.
No, it's semantics, and that's what people they fall for it. Semantics. That's what they do.
But I have to say something quick. How many people even have 4K TV to begin with?
According to what my research did, and you saw, that's what I know why you said that because I pulled up that research that's done by the people I pull up. There's right now there's 90% in America. Well, let's go America because that's what the research was. In America, there's 91% of people in America that have 1080p TVs. 4K TVs are less than 30%.
So
So
how is this even a problem at all?
I would take it further than that. I would say that there's probably less than 8% of the people in America have.
no, that
4K
was
TVs.
no. It was I read. I was gonna wait. Sorry. Yeah, it's a post that I did that these people did with they did with JD Powers. They did it with JD Powers. They did it with Time Warner Cable. They did it with Comcast.
Like I have a question. I have one little small thing that, and this
Mhm.
semantics that may throw off the whole thing. I believe your stats, but now there's a difference between asking the question, how many folks have 4K TVs in their households versus how many people have 4K TVs and are actually watching content in 4K.
No, they acknowledge
Because
that. No, they
I
acknowledge
know a
that.
ton of people that
No,
have 4K TVs
I
and
could,
they
I could,
watch
show,
things
I could read
1080p.
it for you. I could read it for you. No, they acknowledge that in the study. They get the book. The bullet points was saying that the bullet points was saying that about the 4K TV stuff, and they're not. They're not many. There's no content. That's why they asked them that not many people are still looking for it because there's no content for it steady yet.
Cause don't you even need like HDMI like 2.1 to even do 4K? It can't be a typical HDMI cable.
You could do it. You could do it with a regular HDMI cable, but like I said, if you're gonna do it with the signal over like broadband or whatever like that, then yeah. If you're doing it like YouTube or anything that's doing like Red Dragon camera something like that, or your 4K Blu-ray player, you don't need it. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I posted it up here, so I'm trying to find the thing because I know he
Well,
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Suffice it
Go
to
ahead.
say, it's a very small sample. Okay, like
Yeah.
it's so small that it's almost negligible. And so when people tell me, "Oh no, man, we're making this in 4K," for whom? And here's the thing: you're not going to see a large amount of people with 4K shit, even within the next 5 years. 4K isn't going to become the standard because it's expensive to make shit in 4K.
It's not standard. Yeah, it is by Lynchpin Research Group. That's the company, and like I said, it's on my. If you want to go to my Google Plus page, you'll see when it said when I talked about when people talk about 4K about it. So like I said, 91% of the households in America, no, 80, my mistake, 89% of households has HD TV. 91% of people still uses paid TV service. 60, let me see. So yes, study less than 30% has 4K TVs, also 4K television, and only 24%. If you go with that, less than 24% of households are purchased it in the last. I remember there's 340 million people in America, so less than 24% of people purchase a 4K TV in the last 12 months. So it's not even the saturation rate is nowhere close to even a quarter. Not a quarter. I mean a half to even justify it.
But
So
they'll
it's
never
just
let me
ridiculous.
get
It's
there.
just ridiculous.
Dude, we still haven't even a fully adopted Blu-ray yet.
And here's the thing.
Blu-ray's going out the door. It's funny. We have fully adapted it, but it's going out the door.
You, you,
And here's
you,
and here's the thing. People will tell you, "Oh, well, tell you some shit like, oh, well, gamers are totally, gaming is not as niche as it was, but it's still relatively niche. So, I mean, I hate to break
Yeah,
this to
a
you,
majority and a majority of people are not gonna spend, as you said. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, friend, but you said it before too. Like majority of y'all ain't gonna spend that much money for a damn TV. Because the funny part about it is, why buy a PlayStation, which is weird for me? Why buy a PlayStation 4 Pro and you don't have a 4K TV? So you're gonna pay $400 for a console, then gonna pay 1,000 and plus. I mean, and 1,000 or 2,000 and plus for a TV. Just, yeah, you know what? Whatever.
but you know what? I don't. There's something in my mind. Why are graphic whores so fixated on how games look instead of how they play? In the
Well, I can answer that question for you, and I'm pretty sure everyone here can agree. They have been programmed and groomed to feel that way, to think that way. They've been, and this has been done. This has been years in the making. Didn't this shit didn't just pop up? This shit basically started around the end of the sixth gen and the seventh gen. This is when this shit started, because then all you kept hearing is you had the media outlets that used to be objective, but then they became where it's like, okay, well, we got ad revenue. Okay, well, we'll take money if you want favoritism on your review of your games. And then at that point, every game they came out, if they ever did a commercial on it, what were they showing? They weren't showing gameplay. They were showing CGI cutscenes. And then we were
So,
told
so
that that's what we want in the game. We want graphics. We want to look like a movie. We want to be more Hollywood. And over time, when we continuously push that narrative, that's what the weak-minded gamer wants. Now, us gamers
see,
that have been
this is
around since the 8-bit days and 16-bit days, we know damn well that it doesn't matter how good these games look. We just want them to play well and operate and and
but
offer a member experience.
but
see
Doctor
this is
Doctor
this.
but I grew up in the 64-bit era because I was more of a I was a kid with my first console with the 64, the Nintendo 64, and I still think graphics horrors are stupid. So it's mostly just. I think it's mostly started during the PS3, Xbox 360, the ones the kids that grew up during that era.
Yeah, well, we said before, but yeah, Coach, you wanted to say something. What did we say, Coach?
So during the Wii and Wii 360 and PS3 era, and the media, they pretended that the Wii didn't exist, that it didn't matter, and that it was a 360 and PS3 race, because of power, because of raw power, and because of HD. So
Mm-hmm.
they created this. They created. The Wii didn't represent what the media wanted the industry to be, because for whatever reason, the media is controlled by a bunch of grown people who are ashamed that games actually, kids actually enjoy video games too, or that casuals enjoy video games too. They want it to be seen as a serious art form. So when I hear people talk about the Switch not being powerful enough and this and that, I kind of wonder. Hold on, let me finish. The I asked this question: whose thoughts? Whose thoughts are they? Are they your thoughts, or are they the thoughts of somebody else?
I want to say the one thing you said that's kind of contrary in the word itself is an art form. Well, then why don't we talk about games like Yoshi's Woolly World or Tearaway or other games that does use it as an art, or like as a Rayman Legend that uses it as an art form to express their games, not just graphically questioning.
Because it's too childlike. That's the problem.
Well, then that goes against what you just said. No, I'm just messing with you, Kenoshi. I'm just saying that's just when people say that, it's so stupid.
These people contradict themselves, which you brought up a great point, Joe. These people contradict themselves.
But you know what though? To me, what's happening to gaming has also happened to Hollywood. I'm pretty sure you can agree with this, Red Fox. There are a lot of great movies out there that the story is great, the acting is superb, everything about the movie is phenomenal, but you don't hear shit about it when it comes to advertising. It may play at 1,000 theaters if it's lucky, but what are the movies you do hear about a lot that people go and see and feed money to? Transformers.
Oh God!
The Marvel movies, stuff like that. Now keep in mind, keep in mind, now check this out. There are movies out there that probably even barely scratch $10 million at the box office, but then you hear about them winning tons of awards in all these lesser known categories, like the Film Actors Guild, so that like there's just a whole bunch of awards, but you never hear about them. Like movies like Hugo, all these independent films that have low budgets make us, and people and critics are just floored by it.
Yep.
To see them, no one goes to see them except the dedicated fans.
Doctor, I can clarify this. If in Hollywood, in modern Hollywood, if you're not a superhero movie, a 19th film adaptation, or a Disney animated film, you're not getting anywhere.
Well, no, you got to separate that out because Disney going by their own tune. They don't really need Hollywood. No, they don't.
Like for example, check this out. And this may not even be a great example, but this is how I feel personally. The remake of Judge Dredd. That was actually a great movie.
Yep, better than any other thing we've seen from.
It was a great ass film, but guess what? I think it only made like 30 to 40 million in the box office, and but it bounced back when it dropped on Blu-ray and DVD, but it kind of flopped at the box office, and it didn't deserve it. But it was poor marketing. It wasn't talked about much. But anyone that bought it on DVD or Blu-ray and saw it, they were like, "Damn, why didn't I go see this in the theaters?" Well, it wasn't that popular movie, but it was a great damn film. And that's what happens with Nintendo and stuff, and a lot of other games by other third-party companies. Is that there are games like I said, like Tearaway, like Yoshi's Woolly World, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, that people either don't appreciate or they're lesser known, but they are phenomenal games.
But
Yep.
I was going to clarify. You know what the opposite of the Judge Dredd movie is? Like, I think Captain America: Civil War is like it's get all this praise as one of the best movie Marvel universe.
You're fading out.
I think the movie is just a bland, one-liner filled, no substance. The crap
Okay, now
movie.
you have to get out of here. Go. Go right
All
now.
right.
Leave. Get out. Go. Bye.
Look, when it comes to superhero films, look, I know there are both sides to the fence, which is why I didn't use a superhero film, for reference in that example. But like as I said, that's what's happening with gaming, though. Like there are a lot of games out there. Like for example, we all know Wonderful 101. That game is very unique. You can't even really put that game in a genre. It doesn't really fit into any one genre. It really doesn't. But anyone who's played it and really sat down to learn how to play the game, they all have nothing but good things to say.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that sit down and play a demo for 5 minutes, try out the mechanics and don't like them, they shit on it. But they don't take time to learn how to play the game.
Yep.
But because of that, the game is critically panned. From both critics and fans, other gamers.
Well,
But the
it
ones
wasn't
that
really.
actually get
It
by the
wasn't
game
really
and play it,
panned. It wasn't really panned. It was just successfully panned because the average everybody was basically giving it sevens and seven. It basically was from 6, 7, and 8. So it wasn't that. It was just that people just didn't. It didn't sell the way that people thought it would have sold.
But,
and same
but I
same
mean,
thing
to
with
tell you the
Codename
truth,
Steam. Brand new IP.
that's
Yep.
I
platinum
love the
games
game.
in general.
I love the game.
Yeah,
But
true. So
it kind of got shitted on because people are like, well, what is this? Like, okay, why don't you play the game and find out first? Don't get mad and give it a poor score because you would rather be something else.
Wait.
Just
Codename Steam was banned. This is the
that,
first
that
time. This is the first time I knew about it.
what? What you said?
like I say, it's the lesser known. The lesser known games are the
But
ones that typically are the ones that are fun to play.
Oh hell yeah!
the
Because right now, like I saw the trailer for Bye Bye Box Boy, and I'm excited for that game. That's the third game that's coming out in a year, and I'm ready for that game because they're using teleportation and all kind of stuff. Like I said, that's why I like when how I got some unique people in there to make a game called Box Boy. Ain't graphically intensive, but it's a puzzle game that makes your mind that makes you use your damn brain. Ooh, God forbid.
Do it, and not even that. But another game that makes you use it on brain, and it's actually very fun. But Typo Man,
Yep.
Typo Man is fun.
See,
Okay,
people forget games are
But
supposed to be fun. Like, it's not just about graphics. Yes, graphics are nice, but graphics are supposed to serve gameplay, not the other way around. And a lot of gamers have forgotten that. A lot of gamers have forgotten
Yep.
that graphics are supposed to serve
Yep.
gameplay, not gameplay
Yep.
does not serve graphics. And
Yep.
when you remind them of that, they get pissed. Oh, well, I want my games to look a certain way. We all want games to look great. No one's ever said, man, I want this game to be ugly as shit. But but
But you choose an art style that's conceivable and make sure that the game is what it is. Because again, Axiom Verge. Hey, you know what? The guy went like Axiom Verge, Yacht Club Games, Way Forward. Again, not even. Let's go with Drinkbox with the Guacamole. Like those are games, they have a Metroid esque. But they choose their own art style, and and once they did that, they make sure to build up on the gameplay. Just stick with it, bam. That's what it is. Let's go gameplay.
what
That's
I don't
Nintendo and
understand about
style.
today, what I don't understand about today's gamers, and well, I do understand because they pretend to be technical even though they're not.
Thank
But
you.
when you use all of your system's power and assets, GPU, CPU, to maintain the most detailed, realistic image in the game
You mess
every
up the
single
allocation.
second,
You mess up the allocation of the memory, and you can't do good stuff for the game. The gameplay get the frame
exactly.
rate chugging and everything.
The characters look so good. The gameplay looks so good. But when you actually look at how much you can do in the game, you can't do a goddamn thing. Like for example, when they were bragging about Uncharted, look how the grass moves. You mean that patch of grass he's sitting in while the rest of the world is a static background?
Well, I was going to say
Meanwhile,
the order
I heard someone make a
1886.
video about Zelda. Someone,
You're wrong, Red.
someone made a video about Breath of the Wild, and he says, it's just to me the background in Zelda is a little bit too muddy for my taste. He says it's a great game, but I wish I could fix
Muddy?
that. I mean, but he said, but in
Oh.
the end, he said, but I do understand that it's not a static image. They've actually rendered the whole world as simultaneously, so it's understandable. Okay, so you rather have a pretty ass background that you can't interact with, rather than have a background that looks good but you can totally interact with.
Okay, I understand. I'm saying I can't change people's opinions on certain things, but it's when people go to the extreme sometimes kill me. Now I'm gonna say if you said saturated, a little too color washed out, whatever. But muddy? That's not muddy. That's far from muddy.
Yeah, but my thing is, okay, something that's about 10 miles off from where your character is, it's not gonna look crystal clear sharp because you're so far away. But when you get up close and personal, you see all the details.
But hell, if you think about it, just stop the game, go up one of the towers, and look to Dual Mountain or Death Mountain. You see the fire across it. Well, you know what? You looked at it and you look at it from there, or you go in your Sheikah sniper mode. The lava's moving.
Exactly, and what gets to me, it's like people say, "Can he render the game in 1080p?" Do you know the difference between 900p, 1080p, 180p? Half of standard damn depth from 20 years ago. Like 180 lines is all you're missing. That's it.
Oh man, those 189s are needed, man. Like you guys said on your midcast. That's where all the arrows are at,
Seriously,
man.
people. Seriously, people, listen to this. If you know home theater, you know 4K is bullshit. And I say 4K is bullshit because we used to go by the bottom number or the last number, meaning the number of horizontal lines of resolution. 4K is actually counting the number of vertical lines of resolution, which is not how we measure television and never have. So, and what's so funny is it's not even 4K because it's less than 4,000 lines. It's actually 3,860 lines. Yeah. So it's not even really 4K.
So it's 3 point.
It's 3860 by it's
Oh,
3860 by what is it? Is it 2140? No, I'm sorry, 3840 by 2160p. So it's not even 4,000 vertical lines of resolution. 4K is actually, it should be called 2K because it's 2,160 lines of horizontal lines of resolution. So it's semantics. We used to go by 360p, 540p, 480p, 720p, 1080p. That's the bottom number. But if you look, but all they did with 4K is they said let's not use the 2160p. Let's just call it 4K because the top number is closer to 4K. That sells better.
on buzzwords.
But
That's
it's not.
semantics.
It's semantics. But people,
Yep.
it's not. That's not real 4K. In case you're wondering, it's not. But at the end of the day, you got 2160p if you do get it. But the difference between 1080p and 900p, that's little to nothing, and your ass is not going to notice. I'm sorry. So anyone bitching about that, I want you to sit back 8 feet from your damn television, and I want you to. I'm going to pick out a pixel, and I want you to tell me where the fuck it is.
No, you won't. No, you won't. And it's just again, it's just crazy like that. I'll point out this for anybody who listens to your stuff. See, be like, okay, now I've been here. I've tested more and more stuff with other people now, and asking these guys questions. And my friend got his thing. Like, still have not gotten the frame rate drop that other people have been talking about. Now, again, I might differ from other people, but I'm playing on the Wii U. But still have not gotten that frame that chug that a lot of people say they got chug. I've been in too many places now, and I still have not seen that chug yet.
Well, I've noticed the frame drops, but at the same time, I mean, this isn't. Look at
It's
Nintendo.
momentary.
Look at what Nintendo has done. Just a big gig of RAM, and look how hard these other developers are having trouble with 6 gigs of RAM. Like This is a pretty impressive game for just only using 1 gig of RAM.
Yeah, and I'm going to what you said, Kanoshi. That's what I'm saying. My sister has the Switch version, so she's playing Switch, and she saw the drop downs. I'm just giving you my true experience. I'm not saying that it's all around. It's just where most of the people that I play the game with and whatever from my side, and I've seen, they also say the same thing too. Not saying, remember, the game was made for the Wii U more than the Switch. The Switch is a port. So,
Yeah.
but again, I have not seen it yet. But even if it does happen to a chug, when I get to a spot that it might chug like that, I have not seen the massive frame rate drops that these guys been talking about. So,
You know, I'm just gonna say this, man. To those people that you feel the game is a letdown, I mean, I've even seen people say, "Man, yeah, the Wii U held it back." Dude, this game was made for the Wii U first. They spent the last year porting it to the Switch.
yep.
I
How
say,
did
Don't
how
What I
did
remind.
need you guys to
Don't
do,
remind me. Don't remind me.
what I,
how
what I
did
need you guys to do who are saying this game is a letdown, I need you to sit down and shut the fuck up, okay? And be quiet.
and you know what?
Yeah,
But let me. I mean, I'm not sure if you want to move on, but there's something else I would like to address in regards to the Switch.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna call any names because I mean this is my podcast, but I will say this: there are a number of popular people out there that have now started to bitch because the Switch, it's not complete, it's lackluster, it doesn't even have Netflix.
Which is stupid, but
People,
whatever.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. When you bought your PS3, you mean to tell me one of the main contributing factors to you purchasing a $600 system was Netflix? When you
It
bought
wasn't
your
at launch
PS4,
either. It
and,
wasn't at
and then
launch.
and when you bought your PS4, your Xbox One, you mean to tell me when you were in line, you were like, "Yep, can't wait to get home and watch Netflix."
No,
No,
it wasn't
you
at
were not.
launch.
no, look,
But
I understand.
Netflix wasn't
Look,
there?
I
Wait,
understand
I
the
mean,
people who are
I had
complaining.
to remind these people. I said, "Hey, look here." Nintendo even said prior when they first revealed this thing, and they even Reggie did an interview, I think yesterday or today,
Yesterday.
because he was asked about that. We, our mission was to build a dedicated gaming console where the focus is games, not multimedia. Of course, the stuff with Twitter and Facebook, that's for the ones out there that want to share information and things like that. That's cool. But he said we wanted to build a dedicated game. But he said so those things may come a little late, a little later on, somewhere down the line, we will implement those things. But we wanted to let people know that this is a gaming console more than anything else. And I said that makes sense because okay,
look at it.
people,
Look at it. Look at
you
it
got
this.
a tablet, you got a smartphone, you got a smart TV. I'm sorry, and you even got other consoles. You don't need Netflix on another device.
Look,
You
And
see,
let's be honest.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, um, a lot of people expect their devices to do more than just one thing. That's the current
But see,
mentality of the average
Kanoshi,
No,
consumer.
that
I disagree with you on that because
no, but you
again,
know what though? But
no console came out. No
that's
console
also the
came out with all
problem.
those stuff.
They didn't
None of
come
those
out with
companies
That's
did all those
Netflix
stuff.
day
also
one.
no,
Wait a
no,
Nope.
second. They didn't come out.
Nope. Nope.
They
no,
didn't
they
come
did
out.
not.
Nope.
Even the Xbox One and PS4 didn't have
Nope.
Netflix day one.
Nope.
No.
No.
Could you give me an article? Because because this is my problem with the whole day
I ain't gonna
one
give you.
launch Switch.
Well, yeah, I
Well,
don't gotta say article. I know my friend who has the Xbox One. He bought it day one, and he didn't. He had to do the well purchase stuff, and he couldn't access Netflix or whatever.
see, this is my problem with the whole day one launch with the Switch thing. People don't remember day one launches. So you're
Nope.
telling me that a lot of the movie apps that
No, no, no,
everybody
no,
wanted
no, no, no,
didn't
Kenoshi.
come on the Xbox One and the
It goes back
PS4.
further than that, Kenoshi. Check this out. People don't even realize that it's not even about day one anymore. It's not even about month one. It took Xbox Live years to get where it is today. Do you remember the Xbox? The original Xbox that had Xbox Live on it. Hell, even with the Xbox 360. Come on now, the features you become accustomed to, them systems come until like on the latter half of its life cycle.
Yep.
All the stuff you become
It took
accustomed to,
years.
your
It
Fandangos,
took
your Netflix
years
and
for the
Hulu,
Xbox to become
those
what it is
things
now.
did
Yep,
not
your
come
crunch.
until over halfway
Yep.
through.
Mm-hmm.
And it took
And you're
years for
bitching
it to come.
about
And here's
voice
the thing.
chats?
Look, listen. I understand. I understand. Look, listen. I'm one of those people. It would be nice to have these features because here's the thing. I understand that this system is not going to be a high-selling system if it only appeals to the core group. And casuals like shit like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. They want a device that is complementary to their lifestyle. So they want to have all that extra shit. I get it.
Mm-hmm. But
So,
they
I mean,
didn't get it. That's the whole point. They wanted, they didn't get it. So why? Again, people like to compare stuff. Like I said, I have a problem you comparing, but at least compare in the same ballpark. I mean, some of y'all I'll compare it from Japan to America with baseball because they ain't the same.
well,
can,
I understand that that none of this stuff is day one. It's going to take time. I'm just simply saying that while I understand these things, that people. I get it. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people. Oh, it should have been there day one, and how dare they not do this? Because it takes time. Every console has taken time to reach where it is now.
Yep.
All of them.
So what about this argument? I wonder like the video I showed you guys a couple days ago. One of the things the guy said was that I shouldn't have to invest in $1 billion company. I shouldn't have to buy a console to invest in a promise. It's like people have been doing that since the dawn of gaming. Like especially when it comes to like the NES and Sega and PlayStation and Xbox.
That was again.
People have been
That's
doing
why I
that
said.
forever. I don't
Yeah.
understand. I don't understand the
No, no. What
mentality.
you just said is the truth because again, if we didn't invest our money, if we didn't buy Nintendo's console back in the '80s, we wouldn't be playing games today.
Exactly. So I mean that's just kind of stupid. I'm sorry.
Yep, it is. It is.
I was going to bring another topic that has been used to bash the Switch, but this one is for the gaming media itself, the lack of VR.
Yeah, like
Nobody
yeah, just
cares
like
about
Gabe.
VR
Nobody cares
anymore.
about VR. And again, remember, Gabe
I,
Newell himself said that this is not going to be acceptable. Which me and Red said after the get go that this is not going to be practical for gaming.
Hey,
We don't
hey,
get
you know
that.
what though? Here's the funny thing about the whole VR argument. The fanboys are out there saying I even encountered one about a couple weeks ago saying, "Yeah, man." He said Switch can't even do. They're not going to be doing VR. Like
Yep.
VR is like very popular right now. I said, dude, yeah, it's so popular and selling so well that Sony just neglected to mention the sales numbers, huh? Hmm.
Well, again, I had the sales numbers. I had to get the sales numbers again. And Kanoshi know what I'm talking about. That's the sales numbers. It was supposed to sell 2.5 million. You sell 700,000
No,
that's
no,
the
no, I
last numbers
know,
that we got.
but but what I'm saying is, we know how Sony loves to brag about numbers anytime it looks favorable. They'll tell us quick, oh, this past holiday season we shipped out 5 million PS4 consoles or whatever. We
Yeah. How
sold
about it?
5 million copies
If
of
that's
Uncharted. But guess what? They said something back in January. They said the sales for it said something like the sales for PSVR are steady. And I said, bullshit.
no,
Because
they ain't.
even when you released your numbers, you roped in all your SKUs together to give us a total number. You didn't even break down what VR sold, what the Slim sold, what the Pro sold, and the regular sold. You put all those shits together in one category to make it sound good. But even I know your VR flopped because them shits is still sitting in Best Buys.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
But
I
again, it goes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
talking about sales. I've seen some stupid ass articles saying that the Switch needs to sell like more than 25 million copies, or else Nintendo sucks. And I was like,
Wait. Say that again. Are you broke? Maybe I broke out. Say that again. Repeat it.
that supposedly there's some article saying that Nintendo needs to the Switch needs to sell more than 25 million units or else Nintendo is fucked.
No, really.
Dude, how
They
is
need to
that
do it.
possible?
They do the exact
How
same
is
thing
that
with you with the
possible
Wii
when
U.
every single unit, every single Switch is being sold at a profit? Every single game, of course, especially ones from Nintendo, be sold at a profit. Each is going to be profitable after 2 million units, and I'm pretty sure they sold that already.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
because
Switch, I can guarantee you, the Switch is probably giving Nintendo $5 to $10 profit per console sold minimum.
because
And with those
there's
damn peripherals, oh god.
Yep.
you know, Doctor Phil may hate Spec Force, but I hate sales force more than Spec Horse. To be honest, the typical gamer that will use sales to just defend or validate anything they like.
Well, no,
Like,
Well, I
I can say
mean,
I'll say to a degree because I use sales. I'm a
yeah.
business person, so I use sales, but I use it in the context that it's supposed to be used in. That's the difference between me and other
You,
people
you,
because
you know what I'm gonna do,
because
guys?
Sales are
I'm gonna
important
do.
because basically you're not going to see another version of a game if it doesn't sell. You're
exactly
just like, you might like
that's
something, but if it's not being sold, you're not like, I mean, do you think we'd be on the 15th iteration of Pokemon? I mean, because they re-released stuff. If the original red, blue, and red, blue and green didn't sell,
yeah,
red and
nope
green didn't sell.
you have a point there, but
yeah
sales warriors are just annoying. To an
No,
extent,
no again it's no they're annoying if they do what I one thing that we just said if they do not have the right context.
like I seen those bastards all the time. The ones that say, "Oh, but this game didn't sell this," or "This game sold this, but the other game sold this and that." So you're
Yes. Okay. Well, here's some context for you, and shout out to Zoe for pointing this out. But we all knew this too. Did you know that outside of Uncharted 4, the PS4's highest selling game it barely even matches the Wii U's lowest selling exclusive. The lowest selling exclusive on the Wii U, I think, sold like 1 point. I think it's like for its first party titles, I think it sold like 2.1 million, and I think Bloodborne sold like 2.5. Now that was
Oh
a Wii
God,
U.
please don't bring up
Hold
that
on, hold
term.
on. That was a Wii U's lowest selling first party exclusive, about 2 million. That was Sony's before Uncharted 4 and the bundle. That was Sony's highest selling exclusive. There's some context for you guys.
well,
Nintendo's worst selling products outsales basically Sony's highest selling product.
well,
And guess what? It has less than 25% of the install base that Sony has.
but
Well, yeah.
the PS4 attach rate is really crappy. That is the
Yep.
case.
Nope,
Don't
that
bring
is the
that up
case.
because
You're right about that. Don't bring that up. That's problems.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I'm probably have a Sony seal probably pointing his knife at this moment.
Nah,
And
you
you,
won't. I don't know.
and you
Why
know
would
what
you?
though? Something else I saw, and this is from a YouTuber that I subscribe to. He actually has decent content he does. But oh, that I'm pretty sure all you guys can agree. But the Switch is a rush console. Nintendo, it's a Nintendo to say anything about this thing until October, and then they say that they rush to release it in March. I say you do realize just because they choose to reveal it right before launching does not mean they started working on it before then. He said, well, the thing didn't even launch to the web browser. I say, you think adding an
Jeez.
app you think adding an app to a system takes years to do? Too much to program that shit.
And again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but again, let's even go over that. I have the PlayStation Vita. I messed with the PlayStation 4's browser. That thing is nothing compared. This is objective right here. It does not compare to the Wii U. It does
No,
not.
no.
Like, I'm gonna keep this real
Multiple
with you
media
guys. The
outlets
Wii U
even
has
said
like
the
one of
Wii U
the
has
best
the
web
best
browsers I've ever seen.
console browser of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Wii U's web count in the browser is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I probably watched over 1,000 hours of anime using the Wii U browser. It's great.
Yeah,
Yep,
but
and
yeah,
I'm gonna tell
because
you
they
right
complete
now, I
all the,
know
they complete all
people.
the. Go ahead.
I said I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I'm a gamer. I don't care about that stuff. Do you know how much fucking Netflix I watched with my Wii U? With like, I'd put the thing in off-screen mode and just do Netflix. I mean, that shit is the beast from InBang, just right there next to you. Damn. Or I'm playing a game and I need to look something up and I just go on Game Facts.
Yep. Nope. But here's the thing,
Exactly,
though.
Yeah.
and it supported that shit. So to me, it's like, okay, dude. So how often on your PS4, your Xbox One, do you take your ass to Internet Explorer or whatever the hell Sony uses to look up some shit? Let's be real. Your smartphone is right next to you. Your tablet's right next to you. Your computer is a few feet from you. Let's not pretend you use these same features that you want Nintendo to put in their console. I'm pretty sure almost every PS4 owner does not even touch the fucking browser. And I even said,
I'll just say the browser because browser's crap. But go ahead.
I mean, but even me, I have a PS4 Slim. I have an Xbox One S. Guess what? I haven't even downloaded Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon on them. You want to know why? Because A, I have them on Wii U. Two, I mean, B, I have them on my Xbox 360.
We have it on
Three,
my
on my
phone.
smartphone.
Yep.
Four, on my Roku.
Yep.
So the last thing I need is for my Switch to do it. Because guess what? If I want to watch that shit, I got a computer. I got a smartphone. Two things that work just as conveniently, if not more conveniently, than my damn Switch. So it's like, hey, I don't give a shit about Netflix and Hulu. In fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope they don't come. I'm gonna say it. I hope they don't come.
Well,
And
they're
I
gonna
say that
come,
because it
but
doesn't
yeah,
need it.
I know you're doing it. Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
don't.
Like I said,
I
I was
don't.
gonna say that like you said, like, or if you have games, Sony's proprietary system with the browser is if you have games and information to them that they stuff for, because I've like if I bring up stuff like, oh, I don't know, bring up Horizon Zero Dawn and I go to their website, their video play. But if I go to other places that use other video signals to their browser, it doesn't work. I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy. So only that works. Only Sony stuff works. But any other, and Sony stuff works to show trailers, whatever. But any other video signals through the browser don't work. That's weird. That's just, I don't get that.
But I don't understand something. This is like the first like hybrid console we ever had. Like it is both portable and a console at the same time. Yet people are looking for so bullshit reasons to hate it. With this is practically our childhood dream come true.
Well, yes, yeah, well, yeah, in a way. I'll say this to like Redford said. Like, I understand you want to get the casual thing because you have to grow the platform so you get more people in, so you get revenue. That's a business sense. Nothing against that, and Red knows that, so we understand that. But that also, I mean, in some cases, when it comes to entertainment, as we see in movies and shall, not even movies, we see that in freaking music. It waters down most of the true character things that, and it just you get more garbage than quality.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I have to say, just from a business standpoint, and you know, if you want to see more variety of games on the system, you're going to need casuals.
No, and that's what I said. That's why I just said business wise. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why that's why I said at the
Yeah,
beginning.
business wise,
Business wise, I agree with you. I'm just saying, business wise, there are a lot of people out there who's trying to emulate Justin Bieber to do his music and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that he's gonna get a good thing. It makes money, but it waters down a lot of experiences that we're gaining. I'm not knocking the business sense
No,
out of
I
it.
mean, I understand it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from a music standpoint, because I mean, think about how
Movies.
many.
It's not even music only. Movies as well too, as you guys brought up.
with the tie-in with Contrarian was saying, let me say this. To me, the Switch is a dream console, and I'm going to give you one very recent example why. I was playing Breath of the Wild last night for about 4 or 5 hours until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I then came to bed with my wife, and I then played it in the bed for like maybe half an hour while she watched me and dozed off. I woke up, got dressed for work, went to work, and I actually played it for about a good 4 hours today while I was at work.
Dang.
And and then even
You
in
ain't
the
got no
car on the way
job.
home, on the way home, I was in the passenger seat. She's still playing the game, and this is the same game. This is the same console experience I've been playing all damn weekend since Friday. The same thing. I was able to progress myself in the game, and then tell my wife, who asked me, "Hey, so what you discovered today?" And then I told her this. And this is the same console game we both play. We both started playing at home, and I took it with me to work, in the car, and back home. The same game, nothing's changed. It wasn't like there was a 3DS version and there's a TV version and they're completely separate. It's the same game, folks. And guess what? My battery didn't die. I played for about 3.5, 4 hours today at work. And you know what I
Dude,
use to charge it? You really want to know? I use a pocket juice to
I didn't
zoom.
even.
A pocket juice.
Well, like I said, I have the same thing too as you, Doc. But again, my sister, she didn't. She played it for 4.5 hours. She didn't even use, and there was no. She didn't. She didn't charge it. So on Zelda Breath of the Wild, it went to 4.5 hours for her that night when me and her were playing. So
Actually,
So
it,
I
to me,
was
right there. Go ahead.
I was 6 hours in in the when I was taking care of my dad in the hospital. Yeah, I spent like 6 hours playing Breath of the Wild while I was in my father's bedside, and it was after 6 hours that he gave me a battery, like a low battery, and I still could play like 45 minutes after that warning. So the
yeah,
battery was really good, actually.
I mean,
And
to me, you can't beat that experience. How many of you can actually take Halo from your house to your car to your job and back home? Please tell me.
that's what
You
I've been
can't.
saying. I love that aspect of the Switch, that versatility that you can play a game in different ways and anywhere you want. That is an experience
Well,
I have never gotten with another console in my life. So
well,
I
to
just
quote,
well
but
speak up.
I just was going to say to quote Dr. Feelgood from his podcast, this thing really is the Wii U fully realized. Because just like they said with the Wii U, you know, it's for you. I mean, but this thing instead of like being for hardcore for thing, like it's like it depends on what type of gamer you are. I mean,
yep,
if you're a portable gamer, it's for you. If you're a console gamer, like I've used this
it's
thing
for
mostly
you.
on console. It's for you. I
Hmm.
mean, it literally does cater to those types of lifestyles, and that is actually pretty fucking brilliant.
Yep, that's
You've
what
never
it
had
is.
a console do that type
Yeah,
of shit.
no, no. To hell with the lifestyle. To me, it's just about, oh my gosh. Now I don't have to actually sit at work like I used to. Like, before the Switch, when a new game would launch, like Mario Kart, like Xenoblade, we take days off or whatever. We play it at home, and then we're sitting at work the next day, like can't wait to get back home to play it. But now, oh shit, everyone I know in my life is gonna be ignored because what am I doing? It's like I'm playing a game. I started out at home. Now I can still play the same experience without missing a beat on the go, no matter where I go. My wife is taking it to work. She's played Zelda, and there are times when like I will get a game, and she actually come on and said, "Man, I've been thinking about playing this game like all day. Like I've even been writing down shit like what I want to do." But now that's not the case. Whatever she thinks about, she has a Switch with her. She can just do it. There's no waiting to get home anymore. It's the first chance I get, I'm gonna play Zelda or whatever game she has. You cannot get that anywhere else, and I'm sorry.
And to
To
be
me,
honest,
that was enough to buy this system.
and to be honest, you gotta admit the portable controls are really good. It controls smoothly. Hasn't like I haven't had any problems with the portable side. It doesn't cramp your hands like the Wii U control used to do. Really
Yeah,
feels smooth, and actually it does fit well on packs.
yeah,
They did.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah. I have to give it to Nintendo. They really work on this aspect really well. I thought at first the portable side was going to be like tacked on. It was going to be more of a console at first when I first saw it. But all my doubts were put to rest after I started playing it. And I have played more portable than console because my dad kind of got hospitalized, and I think today was the day that he got released. So I've started playing on the TV now. I have one beef with the Switch, and it's that the grip. For some reason, when I connect it on the grip, my my joystick kind of malfunction. Doesn't want to move at times. But I don't know if it's just a me problem or it's a problem with the console. And you guys
So
have
I
the
have
I
a,
mean,
I have a question. Like, so, I found a whole bunch of videos about how people are having problems with the Switch, like weird glitches and screens of death. Have you guys got any weird glitches or mechanical errors or anything like that? Mechanical
I
malfunctions of the
haven't had a
console?
flaw with it. It's pretty much flawless for me. The only issue that I have with the system is I wish that there was a virtual console in the thing.
yeah,
So I could give them more money to buy more shit.
but virtual consoles have never been on release date. The Wii U Virtual Console, I didn't think it was released until the summer after the Wii U got released.
I have to disagree with you because the very first console that had a virtual console was the Wii, and the Wii's virtual console was day one.
Yeah, the Wii U Virtual Console came later after it was released.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying here's the thing. They've been slipping with the virtual console on other systems, which is kind of disconcerting with this system because like Nintendo, the virtual console, that's their thing. That's one of their and it's a great way to pad out your library of shit to play.
Actually,
And I wish they would.
I have a lot of Virtual Console titles actually, so I do agree with you that I want a Virtual Console for the Wii. Do you guys think the GameCube Virtual Console rumor will be a reality or not?
Yeah, but it'll take a while probably. It's not going to be like day one. Like not day one, but like when you first see the virtual console. Although Nintendo has and will and might surprise us. They might turn me to a liar and they might say, "Wave Race, Mario Sunshine on the virtual console day one."
Do you think the Switch will have the Virtual Console for every Nintendo console, or do you think we'll miss out on a few consoles?
Um. uh, 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 I think that you'll get the NES, the SNES, the N64 to an extent. I think if the Switch is as financially successful as I think it's going to be and install base as it's going to be, I think you'll see more games on the Virtual Console. And I think if they do add GameCube, that'll be cool. I'm not going to get angry if they add GameCube, but if you're going to see a GameCube version, it's going to be um, due to something else. That's basically what's going to be. But that's just me. You probably will see Nintendo consoles. You might see. You're definitely going to see your Sega Genesis, like the past virtual console that you had on the Wii and the Wii U. Yes, you're probably going to see those games as well on the virtual console. And I think they'll finally unify the fucking virtual console, so it's not like, hey, that shit that you have on your Wii and Wii U. Well, you're gonna have to buy it again for the 3DS virtual console.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
well, to do the last topic, I want to ask you guys your personal grievances with the gaming community as a whole. What part of it pisses you off in some way or another? Because we each have our own different grievances with it. Like Mr. Redford, what is the thing that pisses you off of a the modern mainstream gamer culture as a whole?
Um, just gamers wanting to get into stuff because it's popular, not because they enjoy it. Because I've seen people, I play Call of Duty, not because they enjoy Call of Duty, because their friends play Call of Duty and they want to play with their friends, even though they fucking hate Call of Duty. It's like eating a food that you don't like because your friends are eating it,
I
but
never under,
it's pissing you off.
I never understood why does gamer culture behaves like a watered down version of high school of the high school of the high school environment.
I don't know.
I never understood that. Like,
I don't know. Why don't people grow the fuck up and start acting like adults once they're adults? I'll never know.
yeah, because to be honest, this whole obsession with popularity is so fucking high school. Like this shit is what you see in high school every day. People try to be popular, trying to be like this whole. Well, since when we gamers started out as losers at a time, like we were the ones that got bullied. Like there was a time like you being a gamer would just guarantee a beat down. Now gamers are worried like, oh my god, this game is popular, I must buy it, even though I don't like it. Like, where the fuck did this mentality started growing?
um,
It's like, this is just some. This is something that Andre, the game idea guy, made a video on it. The whole people that wants Nintendo to be popular just so they can like them again. Like,
that's the thing. But Nintendo was popular back in the day. They aren't so popular now, and that's okay. It's okay to not have a popular console. I mean, here's the thing. You don't want a console that's completely unpopular because at the end of the day, you also want your console to basically have you want it to have a big enough install base that people will purchase it. May not purchase it, that it'll have a big enough install base that you'll get support. But I mean, not every game is going to be like that.
but to be honest, does popularity translate well into sales?
Yeah. I
Because
mean, the Wii was insanely popular and it had fantastically good sales. So it's not that sales are bad. It's just
no, because the reason is because I see some games that get flagged, yet they sell a lot in the end.
eh,
The new Super Mario Bros. Series is kind of despised by practically almost a lot of YouTubers and gamers in general for supposedly rehashing stuff. Yeah, it doesn't stop them for saying like 8 millions, 10 millions, like that. And
yeah.
it's
But okay, people don't like New Super Mario Brothers because they feel that it doesn't innovate, right? But I mean, even though it might not innovate as much as people may want, you can't say that it's a bad series. You can't say, oh, they made this game and it's just a total piece of crap, right?
I actually like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, so I don't have a problem with them. The Super Mario Bros. U was like my favorite. I think it's my favorite 2D Mario platformer. So I like the new Super Mario Bros. Series in general. I do think that they sometimes reuse certain stuff over and over again that they shouldn't. Like once they brought back the couponings, they just reused them in every fucking game after the Super Mario Bros. Wii. And but overall, it's a really good series. Dr. Fielder, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I My question to you: what part of the mainstream gaming culture you can't stand, and why? Because Mr. Red Fox told me it's mostly people that just game because they want to do the popular stuff. What part of the gaming culture?
That's easy for me. It's impatience. Gamers today want to have everything right here, right now. With the Switch, people are like, man, you should launch with Zelda and Mario and Splatoon and Mario Kart. It's like, what would they have left for the next 4 or 5 years? That's why you got companies like Activision that release Call of Duty every single year. That's why you have EA releasing FIFA and Madden every single year because
I think you're
gamers
going.
have to have something now.
I think you're
You say
going too
what?
far with that. They don't do that shit because people want it. They do it because it's about money. This shit's
No,
about
I mean, of course,
cash.
no. I mean, I know that. I know that it's about money, but since gamers have to have something, that's why they'll toss them anything, even a broken ass game, riddled with DLC on top of that, and charge them full price, even for a demo. Because why? People just gotta have it now. That's the problem. They even had gone so far, like back in the day, we used to get demos, right? Demo CDs, discs, tapes, or whatever. Simple. Now today, almost every major publisher and or IP, what do? They release a damn alpha and then a beta because one, they're being cheap as shit because they want to do their own QA testing. But two, the gamers want it. They don't want to wait. That's why every time it comes to Nintendo console, people are like, hey, where's this at? Nintendo, where's Metroid? Where's F-Zero? Where's Mario? Where's this? Where's it's like, damn, you're not even asking for that much from the other guys.
Yep.
Actually,
They're fixed right here, right now. Otherwise, it's a flop. It's a failure. There are people saying right now, like, no, you should launch a Mario. Nintendo's doomed. No, you should launch a Mario and Zelda and Mario Kart. Nintendo's doomed. It's like, well, you know what? The Switch should have had Netflix and Hulu at launch. Impatience, impatience, and on top of that, very, very entitled.
Well,
oh,
I mean, the thing is that this console. It's a launch console. Launch consoles are never going to be everything you want day one. That's just. I'm sorry.
and and to touch the Dr. Feelgood point, it comes to my own grievances with this community. It's a three-way, and it's double standards, constant negativity, and lack of people just speaking shit without stuff to back it up. I hate the fucking double standards the gamers today has, that they can be fanboys of one thing yet hate another thing for the same, the, that has the same exact faults as the thing they are praising. And you see it all the time. People hating on Nintendo for things Sony and Microsoft does on a daily basis. One example, the Zelda DLC. So Nintendo did a season pass. How many Microsoft and Sony games have done season pass that are worse and less content than the Zelda one? Yet because it's Nintendo, the one that does it, they get all the freaking flag, and Sony gets a free pass because they're Sony. They're everyone's love child. It's stuff like that that just makes me sick, to be honest. And
Yeah.
in the constant negativity, we can all admit that we are all sick of the bitching, the constant bitching that goes around in this community. So we can all agree on that. To be honest, every gaming
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
every gaming channel is all they do this is either constant clickbait on just shit on most games that come out for petty reasons. And to be honest, I had my enjoyment of gaming killed off because of the constant negativity. So it's more of a personal vendetta for me at that point. And I think that's all I have to say. Kanoshi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah, man.
What is your biggest grievances with the mainstream gaming community as a whole?
I would say the
I would
double
say the double
standards
standards
and the
and the.
somebody has an echo. Yes.
Not me.
What? think it's okay, it's gone now. Yeah, yeah, I would say the double standards. I'm just, the oh, the console is bare bones. Oh, it doesn't have any applications and features. Oh, they didn't come out with enough games. What did the PS4 and Xbox One have when it first launched? Like everybody assumes it had all this stuff day one.
Knack and
But
kill.
do you know one of the perks of having a bare bones OS? Speed. Look how fast. I'm not saying the Switch won't be fast if they ever get those apps, if and or when, but look how slow the Xbox One OS is. And I had an Xbox 360. I have the Xbox One. A little disappointing. I have the PS3. I have the PS4. But the Switch, the moment you hit a button, it's almost instantaneous. It
Well,
really is.
uh, the thing about the Switch, I rather they focus more on gaming than all these features. Be a master of be a jack of all trades and a master of none, like the other two consoles seem to be at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to choose. Like, here's the thing. Like, because the Wii U played games relatively well, also has a really good OS. So, I mean, you can have all of it. It's not like you have to pick and choose.
Well, guys, I think this is going to be all for now. Thank you very much for participating in my video. And I hope we can do podcasts like this more often. So,
Okay,
thank
cool.
you very much. This is the Contrarian Bastard and my mouth.